You ever get Girl Scout cookies? I do it all the time. Sometimes I just can't wait for them. I just have to go to the store and get them myself. But I like interacting with the girls. I think it's a great way to encourage them of a lot of really important traits, some of which society is missing nowadays. And I get something in return. I get cookies. My favorites in particular are Thin Mints. And I also like Snickerdoodles from time to time. But Thin Mints are my favorites. We have a lot of kids in the neighborhood. My husband and I, unfortunately, don't have one yet, but maybe sometime soon. But this year, they came a little bit later than expected. They always come sort of in the beginning of the semester, and this year they came much, much later than expected. I don't know why I'm being so paranoid about that, but I have to say that I noticed it, and I've noticed a couple of other things. For example, the Girl Scouts that came to my lovely abode didn't really look like Girl Scouts. I mean, they did. They were little girls. They had their little uniforms on. But they had really strange makeup. Strange makeup. They had cuts on their face. Their jaw was slack. An eyeball was missing. At first I was shocked, but then I was just thinking, oh, maybe it's a Halloween thing. Oh, wait, no, of course it's not a Halloween thing. Even though it's later, it's not quite Halloween yet. I think that maybe it was some kind of super duper special Girl Scout badge for makeup or Halloween. I don't know, something like that. Something involving gore, special effects, makeup training, things of the sort. But they visited every single house. And, one girl, I don't appreciate her. One girl was a little bit aggressive when I lightly inquired of their very special looks. I had said, oh my, oh my goodness. Didn't you go all out today? That could have been about anything, don't you think? That could have been like maybe for their outfits. Which, by the way, had some sort of red residue on them too. But one girl was not regarding that very fairly, I don't think. She yelled at me. Couldn't quite understand what she was yelling. It sounded kind of more of a growl or a gurgle now that I think about it. But I decided to brush her off, and I just kind of gently nudged her back into place so that she didn't come inside and like spill any of that red residue, whatever it was, all over my nice new clean floors. So I talked to the girls a little bit more, at which point they did not really respond coherently. I think they're starting to get into their more teenage years, when they just grumble and groan and say like unintelligible things under their breath, that sort of thing. So after some attempted small talk, I put some cash into their little pocket on their little plaid uniform, and I took my Girl Scout cookies, 2 Thin Mints, and 1 Snickerdoodle, and I closed the door, and I swear they stood there in front of the door for at least another half hour or so, just grumbling or whispering or something to each other, probably about me, but I'm an adult and I don't care what small children say about me behind my back. So after that, they just I heard them shuffle off, sort of. I didn't think much of it at the time, other than might have been an attitude thing maybe, right? Yeah. and I took the cookies past the foyer and into the kitchen. Um, but it's kind of been sitting on my mind ever since then that that wasn't quite a normal reaction. Now, I'm not a drama queen. Okay, I do not participate in drama. I do not like gossiping, but since I don't have any children of my own yet, I figured I would ask other people who might have children if this is normal, because they, as I've explained and described, they acted very abnormally. And they looked weird. I don't know if they were goth or emo, if that's still a thing, or scene, or if they just shopped at, I don't know, Top Topic or something like that. You know, it's such a wildly different world, and I have always been conservative. I have always been more on the basic side, you know, prep, chic, you know, name brands, clean things. But I don't know if they shop at, like, what is it, Spencer's or whatever. I don't know if this is a trend that the kids are in or if it's like an actual problem. I'm gonna hopefully assume that that latter thing is not the case, but I gotta tell you, I've been chewing on these Thin Mints for a little bit now, and they don't taste like regular Thin Mints. I can't tell if some of the red residue, whatever it was that they had gotten like in, or if it's just a completely different ingredient now. Can't tell. So if someone else who lives in the neighborhood has tasted these Thin Mints or the Snickerdoodles, anything too, I would really appreciate if you could contact me and let me know if the taste is just a little bit off to you too, because it's certainly off to me, and I would demand a refund, but I don't want to be a rude person, and I don't want to trouble these troubled girls themselves on making them come all the way back just so that I can get my money back and, I don't know, give them the boxes back, whatever. But the whole situation is just very strange to me. My Pomeranian is behaving very strangely. I think because she realizes that I'm very stressed. She keeps barking out the window, which is another weird thing because she usually barks at me when she is very stressed out, I think, yeah. But she's been barking out the window at people just walking down the street, and which is so uncharacteristically of her. I don't know what's gotten into her. My husband has noticed our immediate neighbors, the ones to the left and the right, haven't exactly been talking to him the way that they usually do. You know, when he talks to Dave, they're almost like the same person, you know? They keep talking and talking, they interrupt each other, but it's all good because it's done in love, and they just have wonderful conversations. And our other next door neighbor, Cheryl, whenever he's cheating on me with her, she is a great conversationalist, apparently. And she hasn't quite been saying anything interesting to him, I guess. But he keeps visiting her, so I'm just going to leave that there and let you do all the assumptions, because I don't know if something is going on or if this is like some kind of fad or popular internet prank, maybe. But yeah, these Thin Mints do not quite taste like Thin Mints. They're so disturbing that I can't even really listen to the news anymore. And I mean, that's been on like for the last 24 hours, it seemed like day and day night, like 24/7, 24 hours, that sort of thing, yeah. It just keeps going, and these Thin Mints taste so bad, I can't even pay attention to my news stations, right? Yeah, so if anyone knows anything about these very strange Girl Scouts and their cookies and our neighbors. Just let me know, okay, please? Thank you. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful, lovely day. I'm gonna go drink some Evian.